You might have watched a Sonic trailer and wondered to yourself, why was it so good? Well, I'll tell you some of the reasons, just some of it. Today we'll be comparing it to another blockbuster that's gonna be a hit, but I'm gonna take two trailers and break them down and then compare, contrast, discuss, which will be, 2019 Sonic and 2019 Pokemon of Detective Pikachu. Let's get started.
What the?
A little neat coin sound effect there. Oh, there goes Sonic. Speedometer. And it seems to be a sheriff. I didn't know Sonic can shed, but as you can see, there's a little nice addition of those rings to the Paramount logo, just like every other movie. And there was foreshadowing in this first 15 seconds of the rings being portals as it transitioned the logo to the Sega logo. Nice little lightning effects. Well, it seems that Sonic is living in a forest as the camera zigzags through rock formations in the forest. A pile of running shoes. I always thought Sonic owned a pair of those big red pairs, but guess not. So we can break that pile of shoes down because this movie is going for a realistic approach. It's not just a video game. They're incorporating, realistic ideas like such as what I mentioned before. I thought Sonic only owned one pair of those red shoes, but as we can see in the trailer, we can see that Sonic actually has to probably steal those shoes by using his speed, and it's just a blue mutant blue hedgehog stealing shoes. Now he steals shoes, but that seems to be the only clothing items. What about his pants or shirts, which doesn't wear, but makes you question. But we can see him with the addition of the music. At least Sonic knows how to practice safe running. And this is a very beautiful aerial shot. We can assume it's in the United States based off its prairie-like environment. And as you can see, Sonic's running in the center of the road. It's not following any laws, constructs. A very beautiful sight. There goes that POV camera shot of what Sonic's view would like. We could expect more because that's a pretty fascinating camera angle. Like, take for example Quicksilver from X-Men, where the camera tracks Quicksilver's face as if he was running behind you, and it's just a cool camera effect. I wonder why he doesn't wear gloves, but I don't know why people are complaining about the CGI. Like, it's pretty decent. It looks even good. People are just complaining for complaining's sake. They're just hating. They can't even make up reasons for why it's bad. You don't need good CGI to make a good movie. Look at Spy Kids. Remember, this movie doesn't just focus on your age group. There are kids too, Children's movie, but then you might be like, oh, it's a video game, it's towards gamers. But remember, you were a young kid. There's still young kids playing Sonic. We have a cool tracing effect when Sonic's running, making him look like a blur just to show how fast he is, and the lightning effects. Yeah, I don't know about this shot though. If there's one thing I have to criticize, is is this face shot of Sonic. Those lips. Those lips look too human. Now, I don't know what hedgehog lips looks like, but it probably doesn't look like that. We can see this when the lightning all over his body concentrates on his eyes, his pupils, and that could have a deeper meaning, having the viewers wondering to themselves, does this symbolize something? Could this foreshadow a deeper plot in the movie? Who knows? That's why the trailer is so intriguing. It seems to me that like Sonic broke the sound barrier up more in the trailer. That's not the only case. As you can see, the energy seems to spread. Like maybe that's why things got EMP'd, and that blast must be super huge to have that huge of a scale. And you can see that there's probably the same sheriff car hidden away by haystacks or something. We can assume that that's the guy who checked Sonic's speed on the speedometer. The entire nation's lights go up. That blast needed to hit every generator. You can see how realistic this movie is. By the Gathering's beverage, it's just water. It's natural, simple, and healthy. Just like what this trailer is to many people. Military research facility reminds me of Thor. They could have asked help from anyone, like the FBI, CIA, but they reached out to Dr. Robotnik, who to have a reputation. I don't think he's a criminal. Well, maybe he was and they broke him out of prison, but it seems like he has a reputation for, I don't know, dealing with technological terrorism. And it, could have turned to maybe other countries with their special forces, like India. They reached out to a certain unique character. The dude already has the same guy in mind. It's like he has a reputation for dealing with cyber terrorism, nationwide threats. It seems to me that the government and Dr. Robotnik don't have a good relationship with each other. But they're acquainted enough to assist one another, with Dr. Robotnik coming in to help them. Maybe because it involves Sonic and he needs to, meet with the hedgehog. So they had no choice. They probably had a bunch of other choices. Maybe it's because Dr. Robotnik's cheaper, or is the only one really specialized with an entire EMP blast, shutting down an entire nation for 10 seconds.
We have no choice.
What the?
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Nope!
I'm
Wrong. I'm in charge.
In a sequentially ranked hierarchy based on level of critical importance, the disparity between us is too vast to quantify.
Listen, pal. I don't know if you realize
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name?
Benning.
Nobody cares.
Okay, so the military dude is shocked to see who it was. Dr. Robotnik has a very special, unique face no one can forget. And we can see the shock and surprise, meaning that he was probably the last person he'd expect. He was like, what the? He didn't expect him. And that could be a sign that Dr. Robotnik doesn't have a good reputation morally, or is just notorious. Now, we can see that when Dr. Robotnik asks for the hierarchy position, it's as if he's trying to establish his dominance by asking who's in charge. I'm going to go up to your face, ask if you're in charge, and yell no. We can see that Dr. Robotnik exclaims to the presumed person in charge that he was in charge. He was the alpha male. It's such a mystery why Dr. Robotnik does the robot-esque movement and sped up dialogue, but sped up dialogue for the explain faster, maybe a comedic punch. Robotic movement itself, that could have deeper meaning. Because we know Dr. Robotnik, well, it seems to me that he invented this truck, which seems to be technologically advanced. Maybe Dr. Robotnik is an android, and with his robot moves, could be telling the viewers that he could be an android or a robot. But that's just a theory. This trailer has a lot of significance everywhere, but you just gotta open your eyes more. And I don't know about this dude, but that's a pretty sexy facial hair right there. But not as sexy as that dude from Hunger Games. He seems Indian with those eyebrows. We can see that the Major, presumed, is, hurt. He's surprised. He's pushed in a corner. Now he's trying to assert his dominance back by calling our beloved Dr. Robotnik, pal. And you've ticked someone off when they call you pal and you're not really pals. That's like just a no-no. And we can see with his facial expressions that he is infuriated, but he can't do anything because Dr. Robotnik is the only person available, probably the only one. Yep, he's the only one to solve this problem. And he's gonna have to, be like a fast food worker trying to please the customer, try not to get them mad.
SFPD!
I didn't catch that, but that's probably a police branch, department, whatever. And as you can see, the character, the sheriff, whoever this is, he seems to have stumbled across an abandoned house because it seems to be dark. That's why he took out his flashlight. Probably followed the tracing of that blue light that we've talked about to this forest where he finds a building. Now, I don't know what Sonic's doing. He probably lives in this building, maybe because he's just so comfortable standing in the open. Like, he's not even doing anything. He's just standing there. But probably eating a chili dog or something. But you can see.
Oh, come.
That was not a fake laugh, but funny punchline right there. That was hilarious. Slapstick humor. That was combined with the actor's facial expression. The facial expression in this trailer is so good, I'm telling you. You can see that he's pointing the gun Sonic's height. You can tell that Sonic's already short. You would think he'd be tall if you look at his recent kids show. Seriously, Sonic, why doesn't Sonic wear gloves? But you can see that Sonic has human teeth. He's given more of a human look. His eyes look green. It used to be like blue, I think. So shot him, and it was non-lethal. He knew that it wasn't human, and that was some animal creature. That's why he brought a tranquilizer. I don't think he'd barge in against someone with a tranquilizer. That would take too long. They're gonna probably fire back if the said anomaly was a human with a gun. So a little Small hint, the trailer.
Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save your planet.
Okay, it seems to me that the sheriff who shot Sonic with the tranquilizer put him in the car. I don't know why he didn't tie him up. I mean, it's a freaking blue hedgehog humanoid thing. Maybe the sheriff is experienced with the Sonic and his friends. Maybe that's why he needed to bring a tranquilizer, and he somehow shot Sonic, the fastest hedgehog, with a tranquilizer. He shot the leg. He purposely targeted Sonic's leg. Sonic uses his leg to run, and maybe the trailer is hinting at the fact that the sheriff is dealt with Sonic's kind before. But that's just a theory. This trailer is just wonderful at giving the viewers questions that it can't be answered until you see the movie. That's called marketing. That's what a trailer is. Sonic says the quote, "I'm gonna have to save your planet," with a big grin. While Dr. Robotnik probably is behind him firing projectile or something. And you can see by the sheriff's facial expression, he's like, "What? What are you talking about?" And you can see that there's so many questions why Sonic would just run, produce a EMP blast. Oh, maybe Sonic produced that EMP blast to halt Dr. Robotnik, because maybe he wanted him to stop his technology for a moment, which could lead on to something bigger in the story, which is why there's such great foreshadowing. Dr. Robotnik launches this harpoon thing to retrieve this truck. Now, I don't know how he found out it was a truck. Maybe he had a tracking device. Maybe he knows every location of anything with electronics. Maybe that's why Sonic created that EMP blast to hide his presence. Maybe that's why Sonic's in a forested area, like some Amish dude with no technology, because he didn't want Dr. Robotnik to find out where he was. I don't know how Sonic went out launching the car. I don't think there was a sunroof, and it didn't look like he jumped out the car door, and jumped up. He was launched by maybe the harpoon's momentum. Lots of lightning effects, visuals. You don't see that in the original games. It's just showing how maybe he could be as fast as the speed of light with all these plasmas, blue plasma.
No, but thank you for asking.
Sonic can tank. He's just some squishy mammal, but brought this, I don't know, 1 ton, 2 ton, 3 ton armored vehicle, launched it into the air. You can see there's a lot more lightning effects, which is very good visual effects, I have to tell you that. Flips on its side. There was no intent to kill. Sonic's proving to the sheriff that, hey, look, I'm a good guy. I don't kill because I just push the vehicle to the side. What is this? Transformers? Another vehicle inside the vehicle, and seems to me there's pincers on its front, maybe trying to stab the tires so it can spin out the truck.
Our job is to secure it, neutralize it, see what makes it tick.
Okay, so Dr. Robotnik works for the SCP Foundation. He's to secure it, contain it, and to protect it. Okay, so seems to me Dr. Robotnik doesn't know what Sonic is. He just calls it a creature. He doesn't have a name for it. Doesn't have a name for its species, that mutant. Dr. Robotnik wants to eliminate Sonic because when he says whatever makes it tick, he was talking about that EMP blast. That makes you wonder why he was staring at that piece of hair. It's as if he wants to eliminate Sonic, who could be a threat in the future, as he tries to steal its tick ability, its speed. And that vehicle, Dr. Robotnik's vehicle, probably had cameras so he could see what it was and how quick it was. We can know, us the viewers know, that Dr. Robotnik knows what Sonic is capable of, and he's probably trying to steal it because he's an inventor. He wants to create, steal, and make his own and make himself, more technologically advanced. Maybe that's just a Jim Carrey thing, but he tries to taste it. I don't know what he's trying to do tasting it. Deku at. Maybe you watched a certain show, not knowing what it does, and I didn't know Sonic shed once again. And you can see his assistant is in awe. Now, I don't really like it when trailers does this. From the producers of Boss Baby. It doesn't really add anything to the trailer, but this is an exception, a fabulous exception. When it shows that it was produced by Fast and Furious, then you can put your hope into the movie, because Fast and Furious series, they get their action done well, all about their speed, all about the road, and Sonic is on the road with an actor with a truck, and it just adds to the hype for this movie that's gonna come out in November.
What the? Gotta go fast.
20 minutes ago, an energy surge knocked out power across the entire Pacific Northwest. This needs someone who can figure out exactly what we're dealing with.
You're not suggesting who I think you're suggesting.
We have no choice.
What the?
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Nope!
I'm
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Allow me to clarify. In a sequentially ranked hierarchy based on level of critical importance, the disparity between us is too vast to quantify. Agent Stone?
The doctor thinks you're basic.
Listen, pal. I don't know if you realize who.
I'm sorry, Major. What was your name?
Benning.
Nobody cares! SFPD!
Meow? Oh, come on.
Okay, pal. I want answers.
Basically, it looks like I'm gonna have to save your planet. Oh, is that all you got?
No, but thank you for asking.
Uh-oh.
Whatever this creature is, our job is to secure it, neutralize it, see what makes it tick.
We can see that Sonic throws a ring. Probably watched a certain show, movie. That was a quick scene, but we can see that the sheriff is with another girl, which will be important later. Someone said that in the original game, Sonic could in fact make portals with his ring, and we can see him running down the building. I don't know how these two fell out the building. They were probably trying to go up to do something, maybe escape Dr. Robotnik, but we can see the ring transporting them to a house. Okay, it looks like to be on the farm side, an old vintage looking car. So they're gonna be on the countryside, lots of space to run. We can see these two are quite close to each other despite falling. So this woman tagged along. Every hero. So Sonic's a hero. He's in the Sahara Desert being chased by Dr. Robotnik's flying ships, drones. Every hero has a genesis, alright? Okay, so we can see that there's a drone swarm targeted on the sheriff, and that could explain why he fell off the building. We can piece a lot of things in this trailer, which gives the readers a chronological event planning, which can give us some idea of what's going to happen, but not to such an extent it gives everything away.
I took 9 million steps today.
Alright, so we can see that Sonic is extremely fast. Funny little dialogue he has for his non-existent watch. And we can see he has his red shoes. So he's making a reference to Fitbits or apps that tracks your feeding, which again adds to the level of relatableness and factors in his speed, because 9 million steps, that's a lot. Probably accurate too. We can probably track how fast Sonic is going by his number of steps and in the settings he goes to in the Sahara Desert, a forest, now a countryside. We can also see bullets are with the rockets, which he plays as a xylophone, and he's just mid-air surfing, grabbing them with his hands. Okay, it seems like the woman is with the sheriff.
I can't breathe in here.
Do you have your child in that bag?
No.
Because she doesn't question the voice. She even seems like, you should shut him up. But he's like, nope, nothing.
It smells like body spray in an old ham sandwich.
Okay, we can tell by Sonic's dialogue that the sheriff himself, he's trying to smell good, make himself presentable, and is always on the job with Sonic's dialogue of a sandwich. And maybe this could hint at a fact of a romance element in this movie between these two actors, which is a nice way of giving us, the viewers, some, if you don't like romance or not, but maybe some hope to those who do like, the kissy huggy wuggy. And you can see it comes out in November and ends with, seems to be Dr. Robotnik in a mushroom. Dr. Robotnik's in Minecraft, and we can see that he's got his shaved head, seems to be a busted mustache, which is really deep if you look at it, because before this scene he was well dressed, egotistical, gelled, slayed back hair, sexy mustache, and maybe this is an origin story. I can already tell, this trailer already tells you how the villain's gonna develop, and that's such a good sign from a trailer, their first trailer. Look at that. And we can see that it was hacked. Now, when you hack something, you're, intruding, penetrating, and it's as if it's changing code. So that could mean that he's changing himself. And, hackers or being hacked isn't it's usually more of a negative side. So maybe this is where he was truly becoming a villain, because the government wouldn't call on a villain to save the day unless you're Godzilla. It seems to me that Dr. Robotnik is known but not respected. And maybe his lack of respect from others is what drives him to pursue this. Maybe he's trying to be a hero. Because the trailer makes it seem that Sonic is a villain. He just EMPs blasts an entire nation. Do you know how many jobs and airplanes people could have died? But it seems to me that Dr. Robotnik is the trailer setting him as a hero, but in the end he becomes a villain, consumed by his own obsession of power or fame, good fame. And the trailer ends and 9.9 out of 10. If I had to criticize it, it's not a 10. But that was such a good trailer. Look, 225k likes. 225k likes. So many people liked this trailer, and I have nothing but good hope for it in the future. And as I read the comments, nothing but praise. Look, like Gangster Paradise is my favorite song. Nothing but cheer. You fricks! When will you learn that your actions will have consequences? Whoever commented that is talking about how good of a trailer this is that is just blowing people's heads. And then here we have someone saying, us. Nothing can be worse than the genie. Sonic, hold my beer. Now, Amy Polanco, probably a she, not to be sexist, but Amy's a female name. But she's talking about how Sonic is reaching out to others who didn't do well in their trailers and is trying to become a hero, but secretly not, because that beer itself is alcohol. And you can't offer I don't know how old the Genie trailer was, but you can't offer probably a 6-month trailer alcohol. That's illegal. That's why Sonic's a bad guy. So this trailer, there's no heroes. It's just a self-absorbed villain. Well, he becomes one. And Sonic trying to redeem himself as a hero, but his actions has consequences.